Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is huge news. Not that unexpected, but also is, I guess. The Mandalorian, Temuera Morrison, returns to the Star Wars universe to play Boba Fett. This is an exclusive on The Hollywood Reporter. I'll leave the article linked down below. Before we get into it, though, I just want to make you all aware that I am making a short horror fantasy film, and I'm crowdfunding for it. If you want to support an original horror fantasy or an IP or just indie filmmaking in general, please do go check the link down below in the description box. But that out of the way, let's get into this. So obviously, those that don't know, Temuera Morrison played the Jango Fett in the prequel trilogy of movies. So naturally, him returning he's playing Boba Fett. This is what the Hollywood Reporter are confirming. It's madness. Now, this was teased in the Mandalorian show. There was the episode where they were on. I think they did actually go to Tatooine, but there was the stirrup sounds, which was, the kind of spurs. And the cloak and things like that. It was teased at the end of the episode, and a lot of people said, it's definitely, it's got to be, it's Boba Fett, etc, etc, and then nothing really happened to it. But I guess this is long gestating. I mean, why wouldn't we get Boba Fett back? I mean, why not? Disney definitely want to have the fans back on side, so Boba Fett, yeah, sure, I'm all for it. Now, the article states as follows. The actor played the famed bounty hunter's father in 2002's Star Wars Attack of the Clones. The Mandalorian is bringing a familiar helmet back to the Star Wars galaxy. I will say, though, the coloration's quite similar. I think they're going to really struggle to differentiate. Especially now that we know that the Mandalorian himself has a jetpack. I think they will struggle to differentiate because the coloration is similar. I mean, Mandalorian has silver and stuff like that, but the masks are the same. They're pretty much identical. Now, Temuera Morrison, who played Jango Fett in 2002 Star Wars Attack of the Clones, will appear in Season 2 of the Disney Plus Star Wars series. They've kept this under wraps. This is huge news to keep under wraps. It really is. Now, sources say that Temuera Morrison will play Boba Fett. So they're not just saying, he's just going to pop in as a cameo. He is legitimately playing Boba Fett. I reckon, hot prediction, I reckon that the guy at the end of the episode Moff Gideon, I believe he will probably hire Boba Fett. I reckon that's what's going to happen. But anyway, they say that Morrison will play Boba Fett, the famed bounty hunter who first appeared on the big screen in the 1980s Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, and who seemingly died in 1983's Return of the Jedi as he fell into the Sarlacc pit. Now, actor Jeremy Bulloch played the character in the original trilogy, and then they got the controversy with all the dubbing and things like this, and we'll kind of breeze past all of that. Boba Fett is expected to play a very small role, apparently, in Season 2 of the series. So it may be that what they're going to do is just plop him in there as basically as a lurking figure, a looming figure. Because now we know who Moff Gideon is from a narrative perspective, it would make sense if you then had Boba Fett as a lurker character. We know who Moff Gideon is, he'll be there, he'll be visible, and then you have the lurking characters kind of thrown in. Though it would make sense. I'm all for that. I don't see an issue with that at all. Now, continues on and says that Boba Fett is expected to play just a small role in Season 2 of the series after the character was teased in Season 1 episode The Gunslinger. So there you go. Yeah, it absolutely was. But we didn't know at that point. A lot of people, I think I said it may have been Boba Fett, but again, who knows? It could have been anyone at that point in time. But the Hollywood Reporter notes that when a mysterious figure sporting the bounty hunter's trademark spurs, we only heard them, we didn't see them, approached the apparently lifeless body of Fennec Shand. Now, in Attack of the Clones, where the storylines revolved around the discovery of a secret army of clones being amassed, the clones were built off of Jango, And it was further revealed that fan favourite Boba Fett was actually a clone Jango being raised as his own son. I mean, we know this. We don't know why Hollywood Report's padding their arse out with this. Daniel Logan played a young version of Boba Fett in that film, while sources say Morrison is playing Boba Fett. It's always possible that something sneaky involving cloning is going on. I mean, if they do more... why would they? Look, if they do that, they do the whole switcheroo, that would be super lame. That would be the lamest of the lames, wouldn't it? Can you imagine the absolute... oh, God. The disdain that Disney would get if they had Tamora Morrison come back. Literally, you know, Jango Fett, Boba Fett himself, come back, and it turns out he's not actually playing Boba Fett. That's not going to be the case. It's not going to be the case. If they do, I wouldn't put it past Disney, because obviously Disney have made some huge, massive errors, but Dave Filoni and you know, Jon Favreau, they're being pretty good with this series, so I can't imagine they're going to cock it up as bad as that. Now, obviously it continues further and says The Mandalorian Season 2 is slated to bow in October on Disney+. That if it's done, they just need to release it, because I think everyone in lockdown needs to chew up some series. And we'll also include series newcomer Michael Biehn, which I'm really looking forward to, actually. It's going to be so good to see Michael Biehn again. And it features directors such as Alita Battle Angel's Robert Rodriguez. That was recent. He announced that on Twitter, I believe it was, or Instagram, posted a picture with him and the baby Yoda, the Yodeling, which was great. You know, Michael Biehn, great actor. Love to see him acting again. Love to see him getting some roles. Hopefully this is a gateway for him to actually get back into the acting gig. And for Robert Rodriguez to be directing a Disney film, good. Absolutely great. Maybe, again, this is just pure speculation and kind of going off from the main story that we're doing this video on. But whatever. Robert Rodriguez, the fact that he's working with Disney, that's a good sign, because what else does Disney own currently? They own the Predator franchise. And Robert Rodriguez was the producer on Predators. It was his story. It was very much his style of film as well. So, you know, good. But not only that, it's actually Robert Rodriguez working with Disney is a good sign, because maybe we'll get an Alita Battle Angel sequel. Maybe we will. And of course, Ant-Man's Peyton Reed. Now, Morrison appeared in 2018's Aquaman as Tom Curry, father to Jason Momoa's hero, and had a role in last year's Dora, the Lost City of Gold. Oh my God, Tamora Morrison, what are you doing? Stay out of live-action Dora the Bloody Explorer. He's kept his connection to Star Wars by voicing Jango and Boba Fett, as well as other characters in various Star Wars video games. What a good sport. Seriously, what a good sport. He's not really done much else. It's good to see him, you know, kind of jump back on and, well, just dive back into the series, really. Look, I think great news to have Boba Fett come back, if they're actually going to have Boba Fett come back. If they're not, that's a really dumb move, and I cannot picture Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni doing that. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with having Boba Fett come back. He's built up as this huge powerhouse in the expanded universe and in people's canon, their own head canon and things like this. In the movies, he was proven to be an absolute arsehat. He literally just killed himself. So it would be good to see him return and actually be a capable bounty hunter for a change. And he is a bounty hunter at the end of the day. I would imagine that he's just going to go after the Mandalorian. I would imagine that that's going to be the case. I highly likely. And maybe, right, because obviously he's stolen his armor, hasn't he? You know, he is not a Mandalorian. They are not Mandalorians. So maybe there will be some kind of rivalry with respect to them getting the Beskar steel and things like that. Who knows? There's a lot of narrative threads that you could do with this. Hopefully, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni don't squander it. But what do you guys think? Will this get you on side remotely? I myself, I've made no qualms about it. I've enjoyed The Mandalorian. So I'm all for this, and I'm all for The Mandalorian returning. Not a Disney fan, but I'm a fan of The Mandalorian. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Thank you so much. Take care.